Hi everyone, it's Ginny again. I'm back to show you some more things that I've made for the 100 Things Challenge. And according to this book, which I've been recording my things in, I'm up to number 16, but I'm not entirely sure that that's correct because I can't remember. So anyway, I won't include the numbers here until I've figured out which ones they are. Judging by what I've shown on my videos already. So anyway, that's that. So the first one this time I want to show you some, what are they called, mini file folders that quite a few people have made. I had a go at following Nina Ribena's really fantastic tutorial on how to make them, and I made quite a few. So I've got some twine holding it together with some beads, a little green butterfly for the catch, and I've put some of, this is one of my jelly plates, and I've put some of the flowers that I made on there as well to decorate. And then inside I've just got the envelopes and the bits of washi tape. So I like how these turned out. I've made, I don't know, I think maybe 6, and I sent one to Marsha already for her challenge. So that's one. There's another one, again just using jelly plate prints. This one's held together with ribbon and some glass beads on there. I tried to match the colours in the background. And again, some more of those flowers. Brass brad. And there's the inside. I used red washi tape. That's come away a little bit there. I need to stick that back. They were really fun to make, and Nina's tutorial's fantastic. It's so easy to follow if you follow it properly. I'll just show you this while I talk. I say that because some of them I made a few mistakes on them, because this is my favourite one. I love this jelly print. I love the colours. I made the first few following Nina really carefully to make sure I did everything correct, and then I had a couple of days break in between doing some more, and when I came back my computer wasn't on, and I thought, oh, I'll be right, I'll remember how to do it. And I didn't. So I made a few mistakes, and mainly that was with the washi tape. You were supposed to put it on first before you put the whole thing together, and I forgot. So I tried to stick it on afterwards, which it still turned out okay, but it's not as good as when they're done properly. So that's that one with a pink brad. And this one, which is another favourite of mine, that's ribbon and a couple of gorgeous teal coloured beads. Another really pretty jelly print with my little duck. That one's upside down, but I love the colours. And there's the washi tape. There, that's how you do it properly. You have the washi tape on the outside, and I clearly didn't do that with this one. But yeah, it's okay. So that's those, whatever number that is, 16 maybe. Oh, where have I put them? Oh, here. I've also, for the next thing, I've made some, I think they're called flat beads. I followed Jennibellie's thing on how she made hers, but I think Wendy's done them as well, and she calls them layered beads because that's what they are. You layer the cardboard together. So I made a heap of these just out of packaging, and I'll tip them out there. Some of them, was a chocolate ones, gold and green, which I really liked. Excuse me. I've done some flowers, butterflies, and they're just as easy to do. You just have the layers. I can't remember how many now. I think I had 5, so 2 on the outside and then 3 in the middle. And the very middle one you cut the centre out so that you can thread through and thread them together. We have some hearts, little circles, little hearts, big hearts, little circles, big circles. That's really good. That's from a coffee packet. Has pretty patterns on it. So yeah, I made those. So they're the spare ones that I can use on something else. Sorry, I'll just collect all this up. And then I made some that I threaded together. Excuse me again, my silly throat. So I've done these in purple, green and gold out of that chocolate box packaging and threaded it with some plastic beads. And I made a smaller one that I sent to Marsha. That one's just got black, this one's purple, green and gold again. They're fun to do, they look really nice, and you can hang them off things, I guess. I don't know what I'll do with them, but I'm sure I'll figure out something. So that's that one, that's the flat beads. Next one is I've been working gradually, just doing a couple every night of altered business cards. That these are old business cards. I've covered up the details on the back, and I've been doing them for the altered business card Rolodex that I did a while ago. So I thought rather than show you the whole lot at once, I'd take them out and show them to you maybe 10 at a time, otherwise it'll just be too long. So those I made some inchies, and I'd already put some paint as a background, so I just put those on there. That one says happy, that one says heart, and some more little inchies. That one's upside down, doesn't matter. Just a bit of copper paint in the background, metallic, some scribbles around the edge and the inchies. I think these are all upside down. Hold them a bit closer. Yeah, that one I stamped in the background, some flowers. And those inchies, some more. I put a bit of that painted, so, gosh, I'm so sorry about my throat. It's decided to go crazy. Yeah, I put some of that painted fabric that I did following Josie Gito. Put that on the side with those inchies. That one I've just used little. Okay, the camera switched off. Excuse me, and I didn't realise until I got to the editing part, so I'm going to slip this little bit in between the two bits. So I was saying about this one that I've just used little punched out shapes on this for the inchies, and then a few punched flowers and a few blings, and that little word says bliss. Then there's this one, which has just got different bits and pieces on it. I've stamped some Oriental script stamp in the background. And what I forgot to mention before is what I'm using on these cards is bits and pieces out of my junk box. So this is a box I put things in that I've been working on a project and I've got leftover bits, so I put them in here, and I decided to make it a challenge for myself that in doing these altered business cards I'm only allowed to use what's in this box. So it has been a bit of a challenge. Sometimes I've done some really weird abstract looking things, but it's fun being limited. So there's the next one. I've used some painted fabric that I did with Josie Gito, and that's a couple of little die cuts somebody sent me that I've put in there, and a little bling. This one is, I think when I was doing jelly plating I used this stencil and I did it on there as well, like using up excess paint. That's why the background's a bit weird. I put an inchy there with butterfly. This one I really like, that was fun. I had these funny shapes that look like a body and a head joined together, and so I got a few other shapes and turned them into birds and the musical notes for their feet or their legs. And it's just musical stamp in the background, a bit of squiggles around the edge. And this one, which this is where I got to when I realised that the camera wasn't actually on, so I started talking about this, and then I'll stop now and go back to what I previously recorded. I'm not sure if that was recording before or not. I was saying that I punched these little hearts out of some photographic paper I tried some homemade alcohol inks on. I was just playing around and experimenting after watching Nina Ribena again, but that was quite a while ago. So that's those business cards, so that's the next thing. And another thing is I've been making some cards. The funny thing is that I didn't get around to send them out, which is not really that funny. But yeah, I made some Christmas cards, and I just used plain card, and I used some photocopied map and just put little things on it. So I made like a funny wonky Christmas tree, and I decorated the envelope in the same thing as well. So I guess I've got cards for next year now. I did that one. I used map in the background for the branches, and then just punched out shapes from some pretty papers I had. So that's that. So I like to decorate the envelopes as well. Goes this way. That's wallpaper that I used, and some more of that matte paper. And in the cards I've just stamped best wishes, and yeah, it's a real shame. Because I don't get out to the shops very often, and it's a bit hard to get someone else to do it for me at times. So there's that one that's just bits and pieces of wallpaper, punch shapes, some nice glittery paper. Oh, and I've stamped Merry Christmas on the back. And I did that. And that one's just really abstract. Circles. Another Christmas tree one. Another branches with leaves one. Just did that again. And these I can use for anything. They're not specifically Christmas cards. They're done with the maps again. This is a map that's called Malway, which is for Melbourne area, the Melbourne city where I live. So I've got black and white for the centre, and then the coloured pages for the petals and leaves. And then there's just more Christmas ones. They're all pretty much the same, and there's another branches one. So yeah, they were really fun to do, but yeah, I didn't get them finished on time either. It got a little bit too close, so never mind. They'll be good for next year. And I think that's all I have to show you now. Yeah, that's it for the 100 things. So yeah, I've been busy. I'm currently working on making another raven for my brother, and it's been a really slow process because I'd forgotten when I made my first one, which, in case anyone hasn't seen, oh, it's probably a bit close, my raven. I forgot how long it takes for the clay to dry in between layers, so it's been taking me a really long time to get it done. I'm up to the stage now where I'm putting the feathers on. Maybe you'd like to see him. I'll go get him and show you. He's a bit different to the first one I did, who I called Nepenthe. Maybe just a minute and I'll zoom out a little bit. Just move something out of the way. Ooh. So there he is from above. His neck's not as long. And I've just started applying the feathers. I've done the tail and his chunky legs. So there he is, and I've still got to finish doing all the rest of the feathers, and I'm not real happy with his head at the moment, so I've got to fix that up a bit better. And then after that's all done, I'll paint him, and my brother wants him the same colour as mine because that's his favourite colour, that blue-black. So yeah, there's my other bird. He's quite heavy. It's been really fun doing it again though, and trying to remember how I did the first one. And he's not going to be the same because, you know, it's impossible to get them the same, for me anyway. So there'll be, each of them will be unique. This one's quite a bit heavier too. I think I've put a lot more clay on it this time. Anyway, that's that. I'll come back and show him when he's completely finished, and include him as one of my 100 things. So that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Here's my fat belly. You don't need to see that. See you later. Bye.